I want you to know that what I'm going to show you isn't only a guess. One of the 5 biggest banks in the world has actually leaked information. While most people were asleep, Ripple quietly closed a deal that could forever alter the way global finance operate. Say is true. This concept has never been employed before. It has been demonstrated that a major bank that manages trillions of dollars in crowd cash annually has openly included XRP in its internal settlement system. For years, we have been informed that XRP won't be of much use until a certain time. Friends, that day has come. The financial dominoes have already started to fall now that the testing is complete and the systems are operational. The target price is 500 per XRP. The math supports it, to be honest. Phase Omega, code term for the rollout of liquidity in several key nations, is what the document I received talks about. This particular bank is one of the larger ones in the region. It is a well-known business for representatives on international government boards, individuals that are employed within. According to the business, Ripple's technology was incorporated as a key settlement layer to manage real time for big trades, not as a test. To put it another way, as part of a sandbag liquidity initiative, XRP will soon be used to link fiat currencies in every key EUR-ICN score location from New York to London to Singapore. After months of testing, the system was able to manage almost 2 trillion zero pennies in fictitious value without making a single mistake. The bank's own compliance team agreed with it, as did inspectors and regulators. They are finally prepared to launch. Let's take a brief trip back in time to gain our understanding of the situation. For almost a decade, international banks have struggled with the inefficiency of both quick and slow transactions, as well as exorbitant costs and ongoing delays. As a result, Ripple developed a bridge asset that can transfer funds at the same speed as data across the internet. It is more than a ticket. The missing component that enables instantaneous trading of any 2 currencies without the need to first fund an account is XRP. This gives banks access to trillions of dollars worth of unused cash. Consider removing the funds that are simply sitting in the Nostro and Vostro funds. This type of transformation is made feasible by Ripple's approach. At first, many people believed Ripple was just another cryptocurrency startup, but in the background, RippleNet was covertly adding hundreds of banks and payment processors. Then there were cases, diversions, and news reports, all of which were designed to delay the inevitable. Behind closed doors, Ripple developed contacts with authorities in the US, the EU, the UK, the Middle East, and Asia because the actual players were gathering while the public was preoccupied. Following along was never an option under that deal. Finish on its own. The goal was to prepare for widespread acceptance. All right, everything fits together like a puzzle now. An internal note from this large bank client simulations of multi-jurisdictional liquidity stress have previously tested Ripple's algorithm. To put it another way, they have demonstrated that XRP can manage the volume of traffic current of SWIFT with virtually no friction. Instant currency exchanges between the dollar, euro, pound, yen, and more than a dozen emerging market currencies are made possible by the integration. The on-demand liquidity of Ripple approach eliminates the need for intermediary banks. Even speed tests that contrast Ripple's technology with outdated rails are included. SWIFT typically takes 48 hours to settle agreements, whereas XRP always does it in less than 4 seconds. That's a total shift in perspective, not merely something better. The text also discusses collaborating on compliance with a renowned global regulatory body. This gives the impression that the relationship was approved at the highest levels and wasn't signed in secret. Both the IMF and the International Monetary Fund, as part of their strategy to modernize better pay, the Bank for International Settlements, or BS, may have been secretly monitoring these examinations. That's where the story goes awry, since if it's accurate, more than one bank is using XRP. It is increasingly incorporated into the regulations governing the global flow of money. Now let's discuss numbers. About 52 billion XRP coins are in circulation at the current gold price of 5,000. This indicates that the network's stock market value exceeds 26 trillion. Even despite the fact that it sounds absurd, it really aligns with the global liquidity requirements of settlement networks. Every day, more than 7 trillion worth of foreign exchange is traded. If XRP can accept even a little portion of that as actual liquidity, the prices make sense. Remember that the price of XRP is not the same as that of stocks. It is a utility asset designed to demonstrate the level of liquidity. When the speed is higher, more value passes through it. 3 objective phases were forecasted by the bank's internal model according to the disclosure: 50, 120, and ultimately 5,000 depending on the network's capacity. According to insiders, this rollout may coincide with a more extensive financial restructuring associated with tokenization. According to reports, the bank responsible for integrating XRP has been collaborating with major central banks to digitize national currencies, bonds, and securities. Ripple's XRP database is the most effective approach to ensure that all of these systems can communicate with one another. Yes, exactly. This collaboration combines conventional banking with blockchain to create a unified architecture for global settlement. Although the partnership specifics indicate a multi-year schedule, insiders claim that the first live transfers using non-public transaction identifiers are currently taking place. Since these settlement routes take place in institutional networks with private side chains linked to the main XRP ledger, ordinary blockchain users are unable to see them. The new global banking standard is identical to ISO 2020 messaging, which is what the SIX is. For this reason, Ripple executives are attending IMF panels, consulting with central banks, and covertly employing more staff in locations where strict rules apply. When you step back, you can see the whole picture. Any legal uncertainty was eliminated at the case's conclusion. Through its collaborations with financial regulators, Ripple established the regulatory framework. The last component is now provided by bank integration. With XRP serving as a bridge for all of the accessible cash in the global financial system, we are on the verge of a monetary restart. Those who dislike XRP will claim that it cannot reach 500, but they are traders and not financial analysts. It has nothing to do with market discourse, it has to do with how things operate. When banks utilize XRP to transfer large payments, the price of the cryptocurrency is irrelevant. Keeping the money coming in is important to them. The price of XRP must increase to the point where it can manage trillions of dollars without experiencing any issues if it is to be used as a global settlement unit. More value can be moved with fewer tokens when the price is higher. An asset on a bridge means stability in just this way. Numerous the Ripple quantum liquidity scaling, which allows liquidity pools to immediately adjust in response to demand, has been discussed by engineers. The money system will become more stable as a result. You can understand why the bank's executives are discussing a price explosion when you turn the bank's ambitions to roll out in 5 other countries. They're performing math, not speculating. A liquidity stress test included in the report even demonstrates that XRP can manage more of a trillion 0 cents in simulated daily movement without experiencing any issues, according to the cross-institutional liquidity pool mentioned in another intriguing aspect is the leak. Through the utilization of Ripple's technology stack, this pool links state institutions, clearing houses, and commercial banks to a single network. This indicates that the same asset is available to each of these banks.